You feel guilty for all kinds of things, like guilty for wanting to be alone sometimes, guilty for dreaming about things that you used to really like to do before you became a mom, guilty for actually getting upset when something happens in your house. Like, you've been a mom for over a decade and you have sacrificed sleep, you have sacrificed your dreams, you probably even sacrificed your breakfast, lunch, or dinner, maybe yesterday, for your family, for your kids. And even though you've made all these sacrifices and done all these things, you still feel guilty. And we are going to talk about why that guilt has never gone away and what it's actually trying to tell you. Why is it if I decide what's for dinner and then nobody wants to eat it, why does that make me so upset? Like those things like that. But then you feel guilty because, yeah, they should have their own desires and things they want to eat. I do, so why shouldn't they? But still feel guilty about it. Mom guilt doesn't peak or end after your kids get older. Like once they get out of their toddler stage, it's like, oh, I figured things out and no more guilt, no more mom guilt. No, it's still present. It's kind of like now that the kids are older, you don't feel guilty a lot of times about like decisions you're making about them, like for their health and things like that, because you figured some of that out. But you kind of feel guilty about like trying to figure out who you are now because they've changed, they've grown, they make their own decisions now. They can do a lot of things without you. It's like now we have guilt about who we are. Like we feel guilty because we're trying to figure that out, or we feel guilty because we have desires for something new. So when we start our motherhood journey, it's like we tackle different tasks and we put worth on what we do, like how much we give, how well we're able to take care of our little children, how well we are able to do things with them and get them involved in things and all of that development. But now that they're older and more mature and that we have grown, it's like we want to develop ourselves as well. And then that guilt comes back because it's like, I want to try something for myself, but then you feel selfish because you haven't done it in so long. But does that mean that it's wrong? Does that mean that you shouldn't have those desires? It's almost like we never learned and we're never taught that it's okay to actually still dream alongside our children's dreams. We were taught like it's not okay to try to develop alongside the same time as our children are developing. And it is. But then when we try to pick that back up now that our kids are older, we kind of are floundering and trying to figure everything out. Now, if we don't figure out why we feel guilty and we don't try to get to the root of it, so many things can happen and cascade out of control. Like as you are trying to be small and diminish your desires and your dreams, you're not modeling being focused on yourself for your kids. Like we're telling them to dream, we're telling them to make decisions about their future. So why shouldn't we? And when we try to downplay ourselves and make ourselves small, our kids see that and we're not being a good model for them to figure out what they need to do and how they need to live big in life. Like as we dream, we encourage them to dream more as well. They see us trying to accomplish things and setting goals. That makes them realize that they should also do that too. We can also become very resentful of our family and like our daily routine and the tasks that we need to complete because it really does just become like one big chore. There's nothing in it for us really. There's nothing in it to help better ourselves. There's nothing in it for us to find any joy in. And that is a very huge problem for us as midlife moms. So when we think about mom guilt, what we have to realize is it's not going to go away because it just takes on different forms and has different causes and roots. However, what we can do is stop it from trying to control our lives or trying to either stop us from making decisions. Guilt does let us realize that we do care because you have feelings. Like guilt is a feeling, and that shows that you are invested and you love your family very much. You care about your children very much, but just because you care about them doesn't mean that you have to put yourself at the bottom of your list. It doesn't mean like if you decide to take on a new profession or learn something new, that doesn't mean that you love your family any less. It's not a trade-off. If you do this for you, you can't do that for them. It doesn't work like that. They can work together. Pursuing who you want to be in midlife doesn't mean that you're any less of a support to your family. It doesn't mean that you can't help your children make decisions while you're still putting yourself first. You can be a great mom and also a whole person at the same time. You can be both of those characteristics together. So I want you to know that that guilt that you feel, that mom guilt that keeps coming back, I want you to know that it's pretty normal. Like, I feel that a lot. I've had it come up several times within the last few weeks, just because of transitions that my kids are going through and transitions I'm going through, things that I'm working on. But myself and you, we don't have to allow this mom guilt to rule our lives. Recently, I have felt so guilty about different things in my kids' lives. They're all in different stages in school. And then, of course, you know, if your kids attend a traditional school and even if you homeschool, you know, those standardized tests always come around. And I'm always like, did I give them enough? Like, I know, yes, the teachers have to instruct them if they go to a traditional school. But I still feel like I need to help them outside of school. But then I don't want to overload them all the time. Like, work, study, study, study. Like, I want them to be kids and have a good time. And then in my head, I'm like, did I give them enough life skills? I mean, all this stuff all the time. I know I'm not the only one. What has sent you on a mom guilt spiral lately? Share in the comments. Mine, I've just been on a lot of spirals. So I'm trying to snap out of it, and we can do it because we can keep developing ourselves and loving who we are becoming while still supporting our kids in their transition. I just want you to know that you're not alone in it. And if any part of this video you were like, yes, that's me, or I've been there before, I want you to subscribe if you're not subscribed. If you are subscribed, continue to follow along here on Reality with Shanna, because coming up in May, I have something big that's coming up that's going to help us all get through this mom guilt and really try to make decisions with clarity and create a life that we really choose with purpose and intention. Because yes, there's a lot of chaos around us, and yes, that mom guilt creeps in, but it doesn't have to control us. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to share it and subscribe. I appreciate you watching, and I'll definitely see you in the next one. Bye.